Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the ABS Show. Please, as you're watching, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Subscribe, and also share with your friends. Go ahead, also go on Instagram after the show and follow us, the ABS Show. We have a special guest today co-hosting with us while Odera is away. Everybody, welcome Miss JoJo. Woo! JoJo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from originally, and how did you end up being on the show?
Well, I'm originally from Liberia, but I stay in New York.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm in. I guess you can call me a model. I'm aspiring or whatever.
What kind of modeling do you do, honey?
Photo or runway? Or
no, like you know. Well, I'm a full-figured person, so for the most part, it's just like music videos and things like that. Right now, I'm just like building my profile on like Instagram, social media. So that's
awesome.
Nice. So what's your social media handle?
Dark Skin Chick.
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
you've seen me.
Okay. Yes. Welcome to the show, and I hope you bring it. Because this show we go in. And today's topic is very, very juicy. And since you're in the beauty industry, modeling, I think it fits. Okay, so let's get into the topic. Okay. An 11-year-old girl went into surgery to fix her ears. She claims her ears look like an elf ear, so she went into surgery to fix her ears because of bullying. So let me just read a little bit, and then we can, go ahead and dig in. Okay. Her name is Bella Harrington, who is from Virginia, said that she didn't think much about her ears until she started going to school. And the kids in school would always point it out and say that, oh, they look like elf ears. And because of that, she went into, depression or whatever you want to call it, and then went into surgery to fix the ears. So I guess my question to you guys is, how young is too young to start fixing things like ears, body, because of bullying? What do you guys think about this story?
First of all, before we give our opinions, I just want to ask a question. Who made this decision for her? Do you know if she made the decision or her parents? Her mom.
Her mom made the decision, but her mom made the decision based on the fact that she kept getting bullied at school supposedly, and supposedly the young lady had a lot of self-esteem and confidence issues. So the mom decided that it was best for them to contact a plastic surgeon. The plastic surgeon that did it performed surgery on a lot of kids as young as 4 years old.
Okay.
So, they felt like it was safe to go to him, and he did a good job. And apparently the young girl cried when she saw her new ears. It was so emotional that she even cried.
She loved her new ears.
Yeah, she liked, I guess she hated her old ears so much that, when she saw the new ears, it was very emotional for her. So she started crying.
What do you think about the story, JoJo?
Honestly, I feel like she should have waited until she was, maybe 18. Allow her to, mature and, make the decision for herself, not, do it prematurely. Like, I understand, people get bullied all the time. I was bullied when I was younger for being dark skinned. I couldn't change I could bleach, but that, it's like,
not an option for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have tough skin sometimes. I understand, bullying it's prevalent in schools. It happens all the time. I'm pretty sure every one of us sitting in this table, they've been bullied one point in time in their life, even now, like.
So then what do you do when your 11-year-old princess comes to you crying
every day,
can't study, don't even want to go to school anymore because people are bullying her because of her ears? Like, what would you do in that position if you were the mother?
I mean, there's you could change schools. There's a possibility of her changing schools.
That is not going to stop.
That's not true. That's not true. Maybe it was just, sometimes some kids just don't like you. They don't need a reason to like you. Children are very cruel sometimes. They don't need a reason to like you. You can go to a different school and just, it might just be different just based off the children in the school.
True though.
I'm all about plastic surgery for kids if, in fact, there is a problem. Like for example, the kids that are born like klepto,
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, I definitely agree. It needs to be fixed ASAP. Like certain issues, I agree with it. It should be fixed. However, this is just my opinion. Looking at this beautiful young girl's ears, I really don't think her ears are that bad. My son's ears are even bigger and way flappier than that. And I always tell him, Caleb, you're so nosy. And you know what he says to me? He says, yeah, mommy, because my ears are big. And like we laugh about it. And my son is 8 years old. You know what I mean? He's not thinking of plastic surgery or that there's something wrong with his. Again, that's because of the confidence that I have instilled in him. You know, so I definitely think that this is more of an inside issue than an outside issue. My opinion, her ears were not that bad for plastic. In this case, my opinion.
Yes.
If she was my daughter, I would have found all the other beautiful things about her and built that up. And then maybe if her ears do keep growing, which it can, which even after the surgery, her ears still can keep growing because she's still growing. You know what I mean? So if maybe she turned like 18, okay, 16 even, and if it got bigger. Because as JoJo was saying, you know, kids don't need you can get bullied for anything. You know, like I was watching a movie the other day where the girl was being bullied for being a slut, and she wasn't even a slut, but all the kids were lying and making up these lies about her. What are you going to do about that?
So what exactly did the surgery do for her? Did they chop it up with the scissors? Like, what exactly did they do?
I've read a few articles about that. Surprisingly, none of the articles talk about that. All the articles talk about is her age, her confidence, you know, her mom making that decision for her, and so on and so forth. None of the articles I've read say anything about, you know, what exactly was done.
Bloody ears.
I mean, I work in the medical field. They probably just, you know, sliced the cartilage and just shifted it back so that it's not, you know, protruding. It's just, they just repositioned it.
But there's every possibility that the ears can still grow big.
I mean, once you reposition them, like, you cut them and you re-angle them, there's no.
It won't grow back.
No, not like that.
But so that means her ears are this size forever, though, at the same time.
You know what it is? I don't think it's the size of her ears that's
I think the direction that
it's the direction that it's pointing.
Oh, that sounded so horrible.
But according to research, though,
I mean, she could wear her hair down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I really don't think her ears were that bad.
So in general,
it might have.
Sorry, the question Charlie was asking, like, how young is too young?
Yes.
For you to decide whether a child should go into plastic surgery, right? Not just any kind of surgery, right?
Yeah, because I mean, collectively, we are all saying that you know, fix it, or you know, bullying, whatever the case might be.
So how long
should it be at age? To these doctors, when kids are coming to them and saying that I want this fixed, I want that fixed, do you guys think that there should be an age limit? Because there's age limits for you to go get alcohol. There's age limits for
you
driver's
start
license,
sex, start driving,
honestly,
everything.
I believe, like, because the question states how young is too young for surgery. When it comes to surgery, I feel like if it's like medical necessity, the age shouldn't matter. But if it's like, you know, it's elective surgery, you're just, you know, it's because of it's something cosmetic. Honestly, I feel like maybe wait until the person's 18 years old, let them make their own decision.
Okay, so what about you, Yazzie? How young is too young?
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think there's anything as young because the four most common plastic surgery for kids is the clefto for the lips, syndactyly, which affects the limbs, positional plagiocephaly, which decreases the chances of getting SIDS, and crinosynostosis. Again, I'm probably saying all of these things wrong.
I understand what you're saying.
These are all like surgeries that are common in kids and are medically related and can affect the kids, you know, how they grow and stuff like that. So the cosmetic surgeries that are common for kids is breast augmentation, male breast reduction, ear surgery, and rhinoplasty.
For what? For kids?
Yeah.
Breast augmentation?
Yeah.
For what kids?
I guess anyone under 18 will be considered a kid, so that this is probably common from like 16 to 18. It is pretty common right now to get breast implants as like your 16th birthday gift. It's very,
I know about the breast, the breast. Even in Ghana, there are some tribes where, you know, the girls, they develop very early, so they hit the chest, hit it back with the
spoon.
The spoon, so it can go back. So you know. I don't know what these kids are eating these days.
They hit the chest with spoon.
Yes.
So
spoon, it can be.
You hit the chest and it goes back in.
Yes.
It's just like a, you know, like
a thing they do. I don't know, because the girls develop so fast.
Oh, wow.
So they hit them. So I think
my mom did that to me when I was.
Oh, they hit your chest with a spoon.
It's not hard. Like just tapping it, like.
And it really works.
She's like, go back.
It goes back in.
Really?
Well, I don't know about that, but
Jeez.
But I was glad to find out
Wow,
that.
never heard that
So
before.
what did you by any chance ask your mom why she did that to you?
yeah, she said so it doesn't grow too fast because I was like 12 or 13, and then my hormones, everything started, so I started developing, and she was like,
Because you're gonna be walking and then guys will be looking at you. Meanwhile, you're 14 years
Exactly.
old
Right.
with big old boobs.
I was glad while I was doing the research on this topic to find out that kids actually only make up 3% of all plastic surgery. I think that's a pretty good rate. 3% out of 100%.
Okay, so,
that's not high.
That's not bad, but let's
Yeah.
come to another side of the story. So on the part of the mom, are we saying the mom made a totally bad decision to elevate her from that emotional, psychological depression at that age? Because we definitely can tell that she was depressed. She couldn't go to school anymore. And you said change school, which is a good idea because it's not every school you have bullies. Some moms would have gone to, the school to address the issue. There's so many ways to tackle it.
Because
Listen,
so
I'm not gonna
what's
sit
your
here
take
and
on the
tell
mom?
mothers how to raise their kids, but for me, I would have handled it different.
Right.
Because right now, she came to you, right, and saying that they are bullying me because of my ears, and now you go and fix that. And then next time they are
It's
bullying me
something
because of your
else.
nose. You come and you fix that.
Like the
But
way you bully me because of my nose.
I didn't bully you because of your nose. I'm not a bully. but I'm saying, at the end of the day, you're gonna start looking like Lil' Kim. And you don't want to be
Yeah.
looking like Lil' Kim
I agree
at the
with
age
you,
of 11
Charlie.
years old.
Yeah.
So for me, I would have used,
Other methods.
other methods.
Yeah,
to-
there's so
like,
many
did
ways
she
to
try
tackle
going
it.
to like maybe a psychologist or something? Because my question now is, now that she got her ears fixed, like, did they stop bullying her? Because it's not like they don't remember you had those ears.
Yeah.
They could still,
Yeah.
it could still be,
Which-
like,
They could still
you're
make reference to
absolutely
it.
right. Which-
exactly.
They
Like
could
you
even
can-
bully you more and say you actually went to fix this,
Exactly.
and kind of ridicule her,
Exactly.
So it's not a solution.
I think we've all made valid points, and I definitely agree with everything you guys are saying. But you can also look at it. I'm not saying this is my opinion on it, but I'm just saying that you can also look at it the other perspective that we're in 2018, where we're living in a totally different world. The world is like very vain now. We're living in a world where people don't even want to work hard. We're living in a world where a 9-year-old can make 9-year-olds are making $2 million a year from YouTube videos reviewing toys.
Right.
So we are living in a time where everything is fixable if you have the cash in with the
for
snap
it.
of the hand. So, I mean, that's another way to look at it. As a parent, your daughter's coming home complaining, you have $9,000 laying around. Hey, why not? Fix it for her. Why not?
So
When
let's-
she's 16 and she wants boobs, oh, yeah, snap of the finger, I have $9,000. New boobs. There we go. So
I'm glad you
that's
really-
another way to look at it,
Yeah.
that we are living in a time where,
Things
money
are
It's
things
accessible.
have
A
changed.
lot of
and
right,
things
yeah,
can
you
be
can get it.
fixed,
Yeah.
but not
But let's
everything.
relate it to Africa because we are all from Africa, right?
Right.
Let's relate it to our homes. You come home one day from school, you're telling your parent that you want to get your boobs done. You want to get your boobs done,
Are
or
you
your
mad?
hips done,
Right.
or your jaw done. What would that conversation be like?
There is no
Because I
conversation.
can-
There's
I
There's
can
no
just-
conversation.
Have you heard
My
of the
mom
word-
is gonna go wham and then wham and then
that's
she'll
what they
pick
call
up the closest thing next to
factor
her.
reset.
Yeah.
Factor reset. They reset your brain. Because me personally, I won't even lie. I was a victim of that while I was growing up. You wouldn't believe that somebody like me would be bullied, right?
What were you teased about?
My ears.
Oh, I was gonna think you're
Not my nose. No. It's only Charlie that said I look like a
His
fish.
nose looks bad.
I
It
know,
doesn't look
I know.
bad.
We just make fun of him.
My nose looks good, right?
Yeah, you have a really nice nose.
We know he does. It's just a joke between us. We always
I
bother
always think
him
he looks
about
like
it.
a
Finally,
fish.
somebody has appreciated God's creation.
Oh God, here
So,
we
but on the
go.
more serious note, while I was young, even my other brother, his was, well, you need to see my brother's ear. You know this satellite dish, the old ones that are big that you hang? Choo! That's what they used to call my brother.
Yeah.
1,500.
So your parents were not.
No, my dad was not happy about it. My mom wasn't, because Ogo was always having that emotional situation, coming back home upset. So my dad addressed it. He took the matter to the school, spoke to the principal and everything, and
Exactly.
they warned his classmates, and then they put a law that anybody that uses such an abusive words on Christopher, my brother, will get suspended for 2 weeks.
Okay,
And it worked.
But now we're looking at a time, again, we're at a time in 2018 where the bullying is not just at school. Because
Social
once you
media.
come home, I'm going to tweet you, hi there, elf ears, how
it
you
follows you
doing?
home.
Yeah, it's an
You
evidence
know what
now.
I mean? I'm going to
Yeah,
go
you
on
can get a
Instagram,
tweet.
I'm going to go on Facebook, I'm going to go on Vine. Like, the kids are, people don't realize, like, because I have a kid and I'm around a lot of kids are on social media more than us. They have that Musical.ly thing. Like, they have the game. Like, my son is always on the game. He's playing with other people. They're chatting with him. So listen, the bullying just doesn't stop at home. So it's
Yeah,
easy to say that. And in our time when we grew up, it was much, much easier. You just go to the school, you give a stern warning, and that's it. But we're living in a time where you can be bullied in so many different ways after that.
But I just feel the mom on her part, I don't think she did the right thing by just fixing it physically, because you need to fix the child emotionally.
Yes.
Exactly.
From the inside out. You need to tell her all the things that make her beautiful. She's beautiful. Look at her now. Even without the ears, she's so beautiful. So I don't
She
know.
is. And that was actually my next question. Like, Jojo, like, how do we solve stuff like this from happening? How do we, not let this happen again?
Well, I feel like it starts from home. Like, you don't bully other people. As parents, I'm not a parent yet, but as parents, you need to, advise your children, tell them, listen, it's not nice to, make fun of other people. And as a parent, if you're a parent and you have a child who's being bullied, you speak to them, you tell them, listen, you're a beautiful child, you're God's creation. You don't listen to what other people say.
I love that, because I feel like if every parent would do their part, if I advise my child about bullying and you advise your child about bullying, it's not going to work. Because guess what? If I give birth and my child comes to your school and your child start bullying my child, I'm going to fuck you and your child up, because I don't play about mine. It's simple as that. So I'll do my part and advise my child not to bully anybody, and you do yours. And I think that will solve
This is what I tell my son every day. I tell him all the time, I say, don't bother anyone, don't touch anyone, you keep your hands to yourself. However, because he goes to private school and they go crazy about, like, when the kids argue or fight, they're ready to suspend. I told him, I said, if anybody hits you, if anybody says something about your mom, whatever, you have my permission to whoop their ass. I don't care. Yeah, because it's never okay for another student to
That's how they
touch
do it in
another
the
student.
South.
No,
Down
it's
Detroit.
not. It's not. And kids are mean. As she's saying, they're mean. So if you keep letting a child keep bullying you, they're gonna keep bullying you.
They're gonna think it's okay.
They're gonna think it's okay. So you have to teach your child, like, no, you don't do that. But however, if that person messes with you, I don't care what the school says. You stand up for yourself, and I'm gonna come to that school, and I'm gonna stand by your side, and you have my full support.
That's done in Africa, though. It works a lot in Africa. Trust me.
It works here too.
Because in Africa, I feel like in Africa, a lot of times the bullying, it's not really like, it's just like,
it's
bands.
friendly
bullying, it's like, it's
the
banter.
bullying
It's like,
in Africa is different from here, because in Africa,
It's
kids
not
will make
violent.
fun of you, but they'll still play with you.
Yeah, they'll still be friendly.
hang out with you. Nobody's gonna bring a gun to school or a knife to school.
Yeah.
Here, it's real, where like kids are bringing guns, knives. It's a different level type of bullying here.
And I feel like that's because of the level of discipline we have in Africa. Like, you do something wrong, they're gonna punish you in front of everybody.
Yes.
Right.
So you dare not.
Yeah.
Not even go there.
That's true.
Oh my goodness. This, because you did mention about guns in school and knives in school, and I think that's what we are seeing, because like these kids are being bullied, and the only way they know how to deal with it is to fight back. So it goes back to you advising your child, if somebody hits you, then you have the that, I don't know if I like that,
Me
because
too. It's dangerous.
that can lead to other things. You might go into a fight, barehanded, but somebody is coming in with a gun.
On a
You know
knife.
what I
That's
mean?
true,
It's like
but you can't teach your kid that when a child hits you, what do? You stand there, you keep getting hit, or you go and get the teacher. By the time you go and get the teacher, that kid would have beat you to death already.
No, I mean, it depends on the age. For me, it depends on the age. If I don't have a kid yet, but at a certain age, you tell authority. At a certain age, you need to tell
to report to
authority.
the authority.
But
As
at
they are
the end
growing
of the
up,
day,
you have to learn.
At the end of the day, the most important thing is to teach your child confidence. That is so important. I'm so glad my mom taught me that. I'm so glad that I'm instilling that in my child. Like in school, I got bullied about, I wouldn't even say bullied. I got teased about my mouth like a few times, like, oh, big lips, big lips. But it
So
honestly
Now
never.
look, everyone is looking for big
big
lips.
lips.
But it's not even that. It honestly never bothered me. I never cried about it. I never felt weak, like never. Like you know people that went to school. It was never a problem for me. It was like, okay, my lips are big, your head is big, your mother, like, and we keep it moving. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it's nothing to cry about or make you feel weak. And again, that just goes back to the confidence that is built and instilled with you. And that's what the problem is, because you can fix everything on the outside. We talk about this here all the time. You can fix whatever you want to fix on the outside, but if you're not good on the inside, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be that weak student, and they will find different ways to pick on you.
Listen, when I was growing up, they used to bully me a lot, but I don't remember myself being depressed about
Yeah,
it.
it was
I don't
normal.
remember,
Yeah.
where I grew up. It was like, okay, Okay.
They say it,
Yeah,
you
okay.
say it back.
You say
That's
it,
why
I
I
say
say
it
that's,
back.
that's Africa. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of different. The way we address this thing back home is a little bit different, especially the kids.
So
like
is that- so-
we know how to come back. We call it come back, clap back, clap
Okay,
But
back,
they
so-
come
still
back.
do it
so then
here.
what's the
But the
problem?
kids still do it here till
But
now.
some kids, like you say, have low self-esteem, and I think that
Oh.
nobody was born with. Was anybody born with low self-esteem?
Honestly, sometimes it's not even about low self-esteem. Some people are just, introverts. They're quiet. They don't really
Introverts.
like talking.
To be
So-
bothered.
Okay, introverts is a
Yes.
better word.
So,
But
so-
but the parents should really teach these kids how to be
And
self-confident
and
and how
stand
to
up for
stand up
them.
for themselves.
I think
And
they're
do
too
you-
soft.
And do you notice too?
It's too soft as
And
well.
do you know-
Grow some pear. Come on, it's not the end of the world. No, seriously, can we
Mm-hmm.
talk? People are like starving,
Seriously.
dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like babies are carrying weapons, fighting wars.
Hearing sounds
and you
of
are
bombs
crying
every day.
over some ear.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, put some headphones on. Put your head down.
First world problem.
And you know what we're failing
Come
to
on.
realize too is that it's still a child. Are their brains? Is it big enough? Is it okay to go through that kind of process? Because
'cause
going
it could
through
be
plastic
scarring.
surgery, it can scar you. It can give you.
No,
you
going
need
through
to
that
be.
process is not even the
It
issue.
can
It's
be
the decision.
physically, mentally, emotionally scar you.
Because what? Because
No, I don't
what
think
if
so.
now she got her ears done. The next thing, she doesn't like her nose. She gets her nose done. It's gonna transform into body dysmorphia. Like
Ooh, speak on it.
Word.
But that's what I said. You might
Word.
end up like,
Kim,
little-
like you
Yeah,
said.
like you said, yeah.
Body bunker.
And I don't know if you guys noticed too that like this bullying trend, for me, it seems like it doesn't really happen a lot to the bad extreme in like cities. It tends to happen more in like suburban areas. Like even if you look at like
No, it
Yeah.
happens everywhere. But the thing about police is they can smell it. They can know who in the
They can
classroom
prey on.
is
Somebody
so they
they can
can prey
prey
on the
on.
weak. They prey
Right.
on the weak,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm not
So
saying-
it happens everywhere. You just have to know, because when I walk into a room and my head is held high, I'm confident. Like you're not gonna. There's nothing you're gonna
Nobody.
say that
Exactly.
could
Right.
affect
I'm not saying
me.
that it
Because you know
doesn't
why?
happen.
Because
Right.
I've been through it all.
But
Exactly.
look, how
True.
many times has there been like a school shooting in New York City, in Chicago City, in LA the city? It's happening more in like suburban areas. That's all that I'm saying.
But then
Like,
again, like something like if you're saying New York City, like maybe you're talking about like maybe
Bronx,
Brooklyn.
New York,
Yeah,
Brooklyn,
but
Manhattan.
don't they have security there? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a higher number of
security.
security this side.
Okay.
It
That is
happens,
well.
It happens everywhere.
It happens everywhere. My thing is, they know who to mess with. They know because even when I was in high school, there are certain people that I know not to even joke around with because they have that face. Like, what did you say to me? So you don't mess with
Some
them.
of them they don't
It's-
even have the
they-
liver.
Yes,
It's
they-
very, very, very common in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, they always
can
have-
brag a lot, but
And one thing I know about bullies as
It
well.
makes you cool.
Sometimes they project whatever they don't like about themselves to
on you,
Yes.
right?
So maybe they don't even like their own ears. So they're gonna be like,
True.
look at hers, so they project that onto
a
another
lot
person.
of times they do have,
Yeah.
self
'Cause-
problems themselves. They want to be known as like the class clown. They want everybody to think they're funny.
Oh,
They
yeah.
want people to like them. So deep down, bullies definitely do have their own issues as well.
Yeah.
I just want to elaborate on your point with people. I completely projecting. Yeah,
Yes.
like because with what you said with social media, like especially with social media, like because I have my following is growing every day, so it's like I get a lot of hate sometimes, and it's just like what.
Do you ever click on those
I go
people's
on
picture?
and then it's like, but it's you, it's you. One time,
Yes.
I tweeted, I tweeted a picture of myself like I'm just curvy. So some girl RT'd me and she was like, oh, is it always about body? Is it always about body? And then I go on her profile and she's like twisting her body so that she'll get the small hip and it's
Right.
like
Sucking it in.
it's
Yeah.
suck
Yes.
like, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, but this is what you want.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That's pretty much the case. Most times, especially in social media right now, it's just a platform for haters to express
Express
themselves.
themselves.
They don't even know you.
You just have to block
Yo,
them out.
most of the people they hate are always 100% times better than them, doing better than them in every other thing they hate about. Your color, your body, your personality,
Personality,
your photo, your
anything.
dress sense, everything you're doing, they're hating.
Yeah.
I love the comment that JoJo said where she said that you just have to block them out. And that's what I feel like this mother should have instilled in this 11-year-old
Yep.
girl. She's beautiful. She has beautiful face, beautiful skin. Her eyes, look at her. She's stunningly beautiful. Your ears are poking out a little bit. And so what?
So what?
So what? Does it take away from your brain? Does it take
doesn't.
away from your inside? It doesn't. But instead, you're teaching this little girl how to cover up how she really feels and who she is. And
Yeah.
that's not the right way to
And-
raise a child. I
and-
would have waited, personally.
And I'm glad she said she was happy, but for me, by doing this, the bullies won.
Yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
You know, they made you go ahead and change all these things about yourself. And I don't want to see headlines like this. 11-year-old girl
yeah.
getting cosmetic surgery
So-
because of bullying. I don't want to see
And if you
headlines
go
like
if you
this.
go into the bigger picture of this, we might not know now, but 10 years from now, we'll find out that the mother has taken something very important from that girl, which is that self-confidence thing we were talking about. Because for the rest of her life, she's going to rely on people's opinion about her.
Would you let your daughter or son go get surgery because of bullying? Let us know in the comments. Jojo, thank you so much for joining us
you
here
for having me.
on the ABS show. Don't be scared to come back. Okay, our doors are always open. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Go on our Insta page, the ABS show, and follow us as well. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.